In my mind, this idea of the continuum, this idea of a database of individual student attention, of knowing who they are and what they are, getting them to commit early, getting them interested in something, and then staying with them all the way through, intervening when necessary, helping when necessary, all of that is part of comprehensive advising. And we at the university feel that we now have a responsibility to aid and assist in getting them prepared to that point. And we can't do it without, and I'm not talking about just having meetings or sitting down and discussing, but I'm talking about really integrating the way we do business like this through common database, through common advising, and a common concern for students. This is what SDI is all about. And I'm just spending all this time talking about one little nugget, important, but one of many, and that's the advising piece. It's infrastructure, it's foundational, and it runs through everything else that we're going to do. Because the advisors have to know everything that's going on in the university. They got to know everything online, or where to find it, or where to get it. They're never too busy, because you don't know if you ignore that call for help one time, you lose a student. Now, we're in a business too, and that's the bottom line. You gain a student in retention, that's the bottom line too. And those are big dollars.
Nationally, what's occurring across all sectors of higher education and in every region and state is the whole issue of completion and persistence. But different places are dealing with it differently. So there's many states that in the past 2 years and are moving that way the next 2 years are looking at least some part of their state allocation funding being based on their completion and graduation rates, not their enrollment rates. So that in the past, higher education could, what I call, recruit their way out of trouble. Because if enough students left, they just recruited more students to replace them. Well, now, because of the accountability issue from legislators and parents, it's the issue of why are so many students entering college but not completing college within that. So that's one of the major issues. The other issue is the whole issue of assessment, is how are you assessing whether advising is effective? And what is it advising really is? That it's not a clerical scheduling activity, it's a teaching and learning activity. So what is our curriculum? As a professional and as a profession, what is it advising teaches students in order to be successful? And then as President Gamble said, what are the types of infrastructure that advisors have to have in order to do their instruction, just like with faculty. You know, faculty have got to have up-to-date labs, they've got to have up-to-date technology in classrooms. Well, advisors have got to have the most up-to-date technology in order to know all the factors about students, as President Gamble talks about. And the fact that recognizing that so many students that the one-on-one is not going to be their primary mode of meeting with advisors. And we have to have that technology in place in order to provide that level of conversation however students want to have it.